ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new episode of Unknown to Greatest. And today we have the final 2 games of the season, probably final 1 game, I would say, because there's nothing to really play for. So we'll probably play Renate and then simulate the following game to end the season. And then we'll run you through the season review, who I think's been the best player all year, who I think may leave. We'll see goals, appearances, everything like that, our most important players, and we'll get into all that. But this is the final episode of the season. So no matter what, the season ends today. You know the position we finished in. The board have told me that I am not in review of losing my job because I joined mid-season, so apparently I'm getting away with it. So we'll just aim to see where we finish and go from there. But let's go and get into it. Let's run you through the final game, which we're going to be playing our former side, Renate, because I thought that would be fitting. They're going down to Serie C. We are staying in Serie B. It may well be the last ever time we face up against our former side here, our first side where the journey started. But let's go and get into it and hope for a result. Renate already relegated, so I can't relegate them, so at least that's a positive, I suppose. But let's see what we can do. So, I also forgot to mention, guys, we have played 2 games since I was last with you. We beat Juve Stabia 2-1. We went 1-0 down. We were playing awful. I changed the formation, as you can see down in the bottom corner here, to the 4-4-2 diamond, and it worked an absolute treat. Out of possession, we were playing something a bit more like this, complete different shape, but I thought we'd give it a try. It seemed to work out quite nicely after we switched to it. I think it was about it might have been half time, to be honest, because we were outplayed by a team that was nowhere near our level. But we turned it around. Kovatsne with 1 goal and Andrew Moran with the other. So 3 points there, 2-1 victory, recovery. We, however, followed that game up with a horrific result. This was dreadful. We were awful. We started in our 5-back formation, hence why it says this formation here, which we did switch to, but we switched to it too late, I believe. We were 3-0 down, getting destroyed. Got 1 back in the 93rd minute from Lorenzo Di Leo, but yeah, no more to be said about that game. And as they've been saying in the reports, there is absolutely nothing for us to play for. We are safe from relegation. We could, in theory, finish 9th, but we need a lot of results to go our way. We need to win both of these games. But that doesn't matter. We've stayed away from relegation. There's no point bringing you both games, but I wanted to bring you Renate. So for today's game, it's going to be a mixed up lineup. We're going to have Martinelli back in goal. He has just returned from his injury, his broken arm. He's going to play this game and the next game just so we can see his loan out because he is a tremendously good player. We're going to go with Barber in right back, who is the 16-year-old that's come through our recent youth development. He's getting some minutes because more minutes, the better for him. Berekovic and Monteresi as our 2 centre-backs. Cangella's currently in at left-back, but he's not going to stay there because I'm supposed to be bringing back Maschiangelo back in. And then I've now lost Candela. There he is. We'll bring Candela back onto the bench instead of... Ooh, who do we take off? We don't need 3 centre-backs on there now. We're playing 2 at the back. Yeah, so Maschiangelo back on there. Moran in the CDM role on his own now. Our midfield consists of Gelly and Gere. Cam Vergara, who's joining us permanently, as I mentioned in the last episode. Up front, we've got Vlahovic and another one of our players that come through the recent youth intake and is now the record holder for our youngest ever player, Christoph Torok, who I'm hoping can grab himself a goal, become our youngest ever goal scorer. He's got a couple years to do that because our youngest goal scorer, I believe, is 17 at the moment. And I really rate this guy. His picture does not match his in-game face. He's got long hair, but I wish they would fix that, but they won't. But yeah, we're going to get into this one, and I think this is the squad we're going to go with. And maybe for next season, I'm partially debating only getting in a backup striker. Lorenzo Di Leo could be in and out of the side. Obviously, we're going to lose the loan of Where's he gone? I've lost him already. Where is he? Gabriel Silva, he's down here. He's slightly concerned about the amount of playing time. But yeah, I think that's probably the best decision to bring in a backup striker and maybe focus on the development of Torok, who, to be honest with you, is good enough for this level already. It says, yes, Serie C standard player, but if he's playing in this division, he's going to get better and better and better. We can't loan him out till he's the age of 17, I believe. So we are just committed to having him in the squad anyway. If we just go to offer via transfer, yeah, we can't offer him out on loan until, well, it's not even telling me. But yeah, we're going to get into this match. Fingers crossed we can get a big result. Benat Gere is lacking match sharpness, but that's because he has not really firmed his place down since coming back from his injury. But let's get into this. 3 points needed against our former side, Renate. And this is more of a fairy tale to say goodbye to the side that's going down to the division below us. And hopefully for our sake, next season we can push for a playoff position and probably never have to play them again. But we'll get into this now. Wish me luck. So looking through their side, just want to see if there's any players that they've replaced. Tommaso Nibile, our goalkeeper from our time there. Davido Gislandi, a player I signed. Pogliano, a player I signed. Paolo Gordoni, a player I was using every week. Samuele Carlacini, never heard of him. Hassan Mohammed, never heard of him. Andrea Bognetti, played for us on the regular. We have Vincento Coligiuli, who I've never heard of. Stefano Nene, who did play for us occasionally, not often though. Fabio Maestro, a player I signed. And then they also have Pierello Lorenzo Lombardi. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Who I did not play. On their bench, Simone Sapper, Luca Leone. Balabio's still there, nice. And Figoli. Just a nice little recap of the side we used to manage. We're going to mark tightly Bognetti. We know what he can do. But let's get into this. I am confident, I would say. They're 10th in the form table. Wow, so they have found some form at the wrong time of the season. But it's a bit too late for them, unfortunately. They're already down. They've been down for a while, if I'm honest. And yeah, it's just a case of... What's the mood in the dressing room? Confident. As Renate have the worst defence. Well, to be honest, they have the worst defence because we signed a couple of their centre-backs. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm confident for this one, but I also just want to see the end of this rivalry with Renate. Obviously, loved my time there. Absolutely adored it. Got them promoted, won the title. And yeah, now the case is just see what happens. If we can beat them, great. If we don't beat them, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, just go out there and do your job, lads. They're playing a different formation to what we used when we were there. We played the 5-back. Nene. I never actually gave him a fair shot. I didn't know what Nene had to offer. But they seem to like him. And he's been in their team, I think, the majority of this season. Bognetti might be a player that's on my radar, by the way. Because I think Bognetti might be good enough for this level. So I'll keep an eye on him. Maestro, good shot. Good save from Martinelli. Gets down low to his right and pushes it away for a corner kick. So far, absolutely nothing exciting has happened in this game. It's been a bit of a bore fest, if I'm honest. There's been shots, there's been chances, but there's been nothing of note. Come on, boys. Let's find a goal. We can do this. Find a goal. I've just realised I've got both my fullbacks on actual fullback role. I want them on wing-back role, so I need to change that. That's a mistake on my behalf. Terrible first half, but yeah, let's change them to wing-backs. Whilst we remember, because they're better as wing-backs, and then they actually get forward. So now they should, in theory, be coming up and down here. Right, so what we're going to do is... Barber's going to come off. He's looking nervous. So we're going to bring on Ayono, who is by far the best fullback at this club. So he's going to come on and... Hopefully, a little bit of creativity. We don't want a nervous youngster on the pitch. Everyone else seems fine. Let's get into this. But that is positive. So what I'm going to do is, out of possession, I will have the defensive line step up a little bit more. I don't think regrouping at home is the best idea. We're going to stop crosses because we concede too many crosses. We like to trap them inside to try and prevent the crosses as well. But yeah, I think counter press, trigger more, much higher line, and just see if we can press them into a mistake. And that's worked out perfectly. We have pressed them into a mistake. Masciangelo gave it away though to Gislandi after winning the ball back nicely. And they've gone very long. Monteresi picks it up into Masciangelo. Goes past his man. Plays it into Vlahovic. Vlahovic does have Torok in the middle. Good save from the keeper. Gets down nicely. I think it was the keeper. It might have even been Bognetti clearing it away. But they keep it out. Right, substitution time. We're going to get Gelly off. And we're going to bring on Franca. Moran can come off for Xavi. And we're going to get Brekovic off for the former Renate centre-back in Caranta. He can come on as well. I want to leave Torok on because I want to see if I can develop him a little bit and maybe get him a goal. Give him some confidence. Now it's Gelly. Forward to Oyono. Oyono's going down the wing. Can he get it into the middle? Hesitates. Gives it into Torok. Goes down. But the referee doesn't see anything in it. Torok gets it back. Gives it to Moran. Good save, Nabile. Better. But now we're making those substitutions. Freshen up things. In the hope that we can maybe find a goal. There is a goal here for us. We just need to break down their defence. They've got the worst defence in the league this year. So breaking them down, you'd hope we could. Because our form recently of scoring goals has been quite good. But it looks like today they are just shutting us down, which is not fantastic. Yeah, we're just trying to see if we can sort of find some way through them. Vergara does very well, wins the ball. Now, can Vergara find somebody? He can't, but he does get fouled by Carlacini, and it is a free kick. Masciangelo wins that header. Vlahovic gets over there nicely. Now, can he play that ball through to Guerre? Yes, he can. Guerre now has a bit of time to run forward. Delivers it into the box. Torok can't quite get there. Franca brings it into Vlahovic, and what a finish that is by Vanja Vlahovic. That is an insane finish from the striker. And that's what you buy. You buy quality. I got him a while ago, and he is fantastic. He is a brilliant player. We're still going to go very attacking just to see if we can get another one. But that was a fantastic finish from our striker. We don't need to worry about fitness. There's only one game after this left. We're not going to waste time. We're just going to see if we can press for another. This is more experimenting for next season to see if this tactic will be viable going forward. If it is, that'll be fantastic for us. Guerre's got the ball. Gives it into Vlahovic. Vlahovic now has a bit of space to run into. Gets it into the middle to Torok. Oh, and that's a brilliant block from the defender. I'm very impressed with how the boys have done today. I feel like this has been a good performance. Obviously, goals-wise, creating a 3.21 XG and only scoring 1. Not fantastic, but they did defend extremely well. And that was our final home game of the season. We did win it, and that is exactly what we want. We move up to 13th place. So the very, very highest we can get from winning next game is 11th. And if we lose, we can only drop to 14th. So reasonably good, considering where we took them over. I'm going to say a nice victory, well done. So our final game of the season has ended in a 2-1 victory over US Avellino 1912. 2-1, and couldn't be too upset with that at all. We played incredibly well. Vergara getting the goal assisted by Moran, and Vlahovic getting the goal in the 16th minute, putting us 2-0 up. They got a consolation back with Gori, but then got a red card preventing any chance for them to come back into the game. Very comfortable performance, very happy, and that will do nicely. So what that means, at the end of the season, where we took over a team that were in 18th or 19th when we took over them, and we have finished a good 10 points clear of the relegation playoff battle, and we have finished 15 points clear of the actual relegation zone. 50 points in the end. Not too bad at all. Only 6 points off playoffs in the end. I mean, what more can you hope for when you take over a team mid-season? Fantastic. Yeah, so what that means is this season, our top scorers ended with 7 goals. I'm pretty sure most of them have come since I took over, if I'm completely honest, which is a bit concerning. Yeah, most of those goals have come since we took over the club. We obviously have turned the fortunes around massively since we joined. And yeah, 7 goals for Kovacsne, 5 goals in 17 appearances, or 17 starts for Vlahovic. Vergara, 4 goals, 3 assists. Lorenzo De Leo, 4 goals, 1 assist in 12 games. We've done okay considering where we took over the side. I'm happy with that. Main thing is we've performed as well as we could, but we now need to keep advancing. I will advance now until I get my budgets for next season, and I will let you know, I'll show you before we end today's episode. Right, guys, we have next season's budget. Now, the amount of debt we're in, I'm a bit worried. But, okay, expected it to be way worse. So we're minus 9k on the wage, so a couple of sales maybe would be sufficient. And we got £305,000, which we can work with a couple of sales. Yeah, it's going to be tough, but we could work with that. It's not as bad as I was expecting. But guys, that is where today's episode shall end. Shorter one today because it was only the one game and a little run through of how the season's gone. I'm very happy. Next episode will be the transfer special. I will try my very best to improve this side of what we got. We're going to have to sell first. That is a priority. We're going to have to offload players, make some budget, and clear some of that wage budget as well. We're pretty much working with nothing. So we'll do what we can. We've got 3 transfers already joining us. Leonardo Dendonka is one of them. I know there's somebody else, but I can't remember who it is right now. But I hope you've enjoyed. If you're new around here, please subscribe for more. If you enjoyed this, leave a like. And I have been K-PlaysFM, and I shall see you later.